YouTube friends, welcome back to another episode of Auntie A's Kitchen. Simple and delicious food cooked and prepared in South Korea with South Korean ingredients. If you're new to this channel, welcome, 안녕하세요. Now, if you're going to use some calories up on a chocolate cookie, make sure it's a good chocolate chip cookie, and I'm going to do that for you today. We are going to be making a triple chocolate chip cookie with macadamia nut. Now, my favorite chocolate chip cookie is a macadamia nut cookie and with white chocolate chips and a chocolate cookie. So put the two of them together, it makes a delectable, flavorsome, captivating, delicious cookie. We're going to melt some chocolate together. We're going to mix it with some cocoa powder, some chocolate chips and some white chocolate chips. The combination of that with the macadamia nuts, you'll have a crunchy outside, soft inside, absolutely delicious and pleasurable to the palate. So let me show you the ingredients and let's get cooking. You will need some light brown sugar, and I've already measured these ingredients out. You can find the measurements in the link below. Some butter, and I've showed you this before. I like using this butter for cooking in Home Plus. An egg, some cookie flour, again available at Emart and Home Plus. Some dark Hershey's cocoa powder, and I have already measured these out. I'm using two different kinds of chocolate today. It's just what I had left in the refrigerator. Some baking powder and some vanilla powder with a pinch of salt. If you have vanilla essence, then use that. I'm going to be using some dark chocolate chips as well as some white chocolate chips and the macadamia nuts that I think is a great flavor combination inside of our cookies. So first things first, let's get our chocolate onto our boiling water so that it can melt. Now, if you have a glass bowl, use that. I'm using a metal bowl, and if you only have that available like I do, make sure that you wear a glove when touching this because it will get hot. Today I choose not to use my mixer so that you can see how simple it is using a bowl and spoon. So I'm going to put my sugar and my butter that is room temperature, and you can see they're really soft now. I use a spoon and mix my sugar and butter until creamy. I then switch to using a whisk just to cream it up a little bit more. In between mixing my sugar and my butter, I keep checking on my chocolate and stirring it as I don't want it to burn. Let's add in our egg. If you don't want to use a Bain Marie, then you could also just melt your chocolate in the microwave. Once you have added your egg, beat it in well with your sugar and butter until creamy and light. My chocolate is just about done, so I turn off the heat and put my bowl onto a tea towel to cool down. I do not want to add this hot mixture straight in with my egg, so I get on with preparing the other ingredients. So we have our flour and our cocoa powder. I'm going to add our baking powder, our vanilla and our salt. Okay. That's ready. Okay, that's melted. We just need that to cool down. I usually eyeball the extra ingredients, so for you guys today, I measure out the chocolate chips so that you will know what quantities I used. So nice and smooth, and then we just add all the other ingredients. Now you could sieve the dry ingredients into your bowl, but I want to show you today that you can actually get away by not doing that and just put it straight into your mixing bowl. Next, I cut up my macadamia nut into half pieces. If I were making bigger cookies, I would leave them whole. And into here, our chocolate's now cool. We are almost ready to bake our cookies, so I turn on the oven to preheat to 180°C. Okay, so let's mix up everything now. The last ingredient to go in is the chocolate and white chocolate chips into our mixture, and I will mix this until evenly distributed. That's well and truly mixed in now. You put that in the refrigerator. I put the mixture into the fridge as my apartment is quite warm while I prepare the baking paper on my oven tray. I have found that having two cut out pieces is an efficient way when using one oven. You don't have to cut out your baking paper perfectly, just roughly, as this will save you some time. Because my oven is temperamental, I'm only going to cook 2 cookies to begin with. Oh no. Once your cookies are on your baking tray, gently with a spoon or your fingers, flatten and shape your cookie. Tidy the edges. So let's get these cookies into the oven for 8 to 10 minutes. Give you a quick sneak peek. These have had 10 minutes. You can see they're looking great. I carefully slide them off onto our cooling rack. Don't touch them, they will deflate a little bit. When they start to crisp around the outside, you know they are ready to come out of the oven. Once you've done your first test batch, then you can proceed with cooking the other cookies. You could use an ice cream scoop, but I like to use spoons. Make sure to leave some space in between as they will spread out. batch on for 10 minutes. Okay, batch 2. I then repeat this procedure until all the cookies are made. A system I have found to work well is that when one batch is in the oven, I then remove the previous batch from the baking paper onto my cooling rack. A word of warning, these cookies really are delicate until they are fully cooled, so try to move them as little as possible until they are cooled. So here we have triple chocolate chip cookies with macadamia nut. It is really important to let them cool, so what I do next is to put them into my refrigerator so that the chocolate that we melted earlier has time to set. Be warned, you are going to want to eat one straight away, but if you can wait a little longer, it will taste even better. I hope you enjoyed seeing how you can make triple chocolate chip cookie with macadamia nut. They really are delicious. I know you will love them, and they are so simple to make. So now you can go and make these for your family and friends, and please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more simple, easy, delicious recipes. I look forward to seeing you in another episode. Until then, have a great week. God bless.